A new edition of Kill Team is finally here. Kill Team Hivestorm. Let's take a look inside. Games Workshop is kicking off the 3rd edition of Kill Team with yet another massive box. This one pits Tempestus Aquilons against Vespid Stingwings from the Tau. If you're in the US, this box is going to run you $230, but I honestly think it's worth it. I mean, according to, expensive plastic. Anyway, what's in the box? We've got a new core book, a new dossier for the Hivestorm teams, the assembly guide, a core token sheet, combined Kill Team token sheets, Kill Team Approve Ops card pack, 10 dice, 22 miniatures, 11 on each team, the Volkus game board, the Volkus terrain set, and the Kill Team equipment pack. This box has got some weight to it, so let's get it opened up. Right off the bat, it is seemingly packed to the brim with some plastic here, starting off with the 2 teams. Now, if you've never watched one of my unboxings, I usually just kind of quickly go through the items in it right away, but then we go back to each sprue and take a closer look. So starting off, we've got our Vespids here. This is going to build you 11 miniatures, 10 of which are Vespids, and one of them is a cool little drone. You've got the wing sprue here and all the heads. Decent amount of head options, a couple helmets, mostly the classic Vespid look though. Next up, we've got the Aquilons. Aquilion, the new scions with jump packs. Tempestus Aquilon. Yeah. But looks like 3 sprues as well. Got jump packs, whole bunch of weapon options. There is, I think, a general lasgun option for when these guys inevitably come to 40k. But yeah, again, we'll get a closer look here in a little bit. But yeah. And then this is where I assume most of the weight is coming from. We've got tons and tons of terrain here. This is the new Kill Zone Volkus. It's kind of going back to the start of 2nd edition, the Orctarius kind of look, with general terrain scattering, but not quite the same. They are different according to the rules, and there is specific rules set up for these guys. But, yeah, it just looks like your basic ruined Imperial City look to it. I don't really have any of that kind of terrain yet, so I'm excited to add this to my collection. As you can tell, there is quite a bit. And I don't think any of these are, like, repeats, so that's pretty cool. This is the new equipment pack. We'll take a closer look at this as well. First things you'll notice is there are numbers on the rulers. Look at that. And you got your barbed wire, your barricades. Barricades, there's a couple different kind in this edition. Then yeah, just the last sprue here for the terrain. I just need to find somewhere to put this huge stack of terrain. Hold on. Alright, next we got envelope type thing here. Let's get this opened up real quick. Guessing that's going to be the icon for Kill Zone Volkus. I'm going to have to cut that. Hold on. Alright, so I got a cut. And in here is our game board. And I believe I am ill-equipped to get this whole thing on camera, but this is a quarter of it. It looks very detailed. I think they quite literally took pictures and printed them on here of like scatter and rubble terrain. Let me get my camera to focus. That's a very, very high resolution photo. Interesting. But cool, I guess. Again, I am ill-equipped to show all of it on camera, but there is another side to it. This one is far more rubbly, but it looks like that same type of super high-res photo, just printed on a board. But it's a nice thick cardboard, so definitely feels more worth it than a piece of paper, like some boxes come with. Alright, then we've got our box in a box here. This is going to have all of our paper product in it, like our books and cards and token sheets. This one is very similar to all the boxes we've previously opened. This one's just quite a bit thicker. That's the easiest I've ever got these tabs open. But yeah. Just a quick look to see what's in here. Oh, that's all of our bases, and then also that little white pack is presumably the 10 dice that it comes with, and nothing on that side. Anyway, let's get into this box in a box. Seems they're keeping the same Kill Team aesthetic as the last edition, or at least pretty close to it. We've got some inside artwork. You see in the front of the box. Here is our core rulebook. Note that this one is a soft cover, whereas the version that is sold separately is a hardback. I don't really mind either way. Printing on hardback is expensive from what I hear, so who knows what that would have cost if it was. Anyway, this is the dossier. It's got the rules for both kill teams in it, as well as some of the rules for the terrain and a couple like custom missions for the terrain. Very on par to what we've seen from previous books that have come with the Kill Team Nightmare and Termination and stuff like that. Same style. Yeah, just got art, rules. There's the terrain there, all built and painted. But yeah, maybe we'll go into the book in detail later. Anyway, this is your instructions, exactly how they sound. They are still doing that thing where they show all the different weapons. One thing to note is, I'm sure if you watch a lot of Kill Team videos, you've probably already heard about this, but there is kind of a defect with the Aquilion team. That pistol right there, A10, there's only one of those in the box, but 2 miniatures call for it. So if you build your leader with that pistol, you cannot technically legally build the, what's it called, the gunfighter, because he uses the same gun. So just note that when you're building this box, like there is kind of a way around it. You can make one of the 2 point and then just say that he has the las pistol on him. But just be careful. If you build the commander first, you will not be able to build this guy with his dual wielding pistols. But yeah, just a heads up. And then, like many of the previous boxes, we've got tokens. These are the things that are going to start coming in every single Kill Team, like actual team box. At least for the foreseeable future, that's the plan right now. If you're watching this a long ways down the road, I don't know if it's changed. But yeah, these are the reason why all the new boxes went up like $10 or $15, which is pretty steep for some cardboard tokens, but you know, well, that's a whole nother video. Anyway, they got these new like rounded tokens that you're kind of supposed to set on the edge of the bases. I've seen them in a couple games so far. The new Fallout Nuka World game, they kind of had stuff like that. I don't know if any other games do that, but that's the recent one that I've seen. But anyway, this one is for this is the general token sheet. So this one has a nice little cardboard ruler in case you don't have the plastic one, or you actually are sharing this box. Maybe the person who doesn't get the plastic one gets the cardboard. Anyway, and then the approved ops card pack, so you can right away jump into playing more competitive style games. It's got the missions and stuff on it to keep you in the current season of Kill Team. It's interesting that this box came with it. I don't remember if Octarius came with the approved ops, or if they were even doing approved ops back then. But your Hivestorm book had the terrain layouts for Volkus in that, but this one has a few of its own. And then it also has Beta Decima here. There's a couple. And if I had to assume, I would say that on the other side of these folded up pieces of paper is the other maps, because I don't see any in the cards here. Yeah, okay. So this is non-specific kill zones. So that's going to be like if you're using your old Orterius terrain or the Chalnath terrain, stuff like that. And then on the inside of this guy, fighting with it a little bit, we've got Gallowdark, which is awesome because I have 3 tables worth of Gallowdark terrain because I bought into boarding actions. So yeah, I'm glad I still get to use my old terrain at least. And then we got a little reference to the flow of the game here, as well as new missions, attack ops, crit ops, scout ops, stuff like that. Should be noted that this deck by itself is $35, so it just adds a little more value to this box. But we don't know the exact amount that the entire box will make because we don't have the individual prices yet, but we gotta assume that the teams are gonna be somewhere between $60 and $80 a piece. The books are probably, you know, between $30 and $50. And so 2 of those, 60, 2 kill teams at least 60, that's 180, plus a $35 deck of cards. Already broke $200, and we haven't even counted the terrain, which they always sell separately, and it is typically above $100 for the entire game board. So again, considering GW prices and expensive plastic, yada yada yada, pretty good deal. Anyway, let's take a look at the sprues. First up, we've got the Tempestus Aquilons, Aquilons, I don't know. Jump pack scions. Anyway, yeah, so 3 sprues like we saw earlier. This builds 11 models, which is 10 Aquilons and the servo turret. I still haven't bought a darker cutting mat, so we're gonna use the game board as a bit of a contrast here. So starting off, we got our helmetless head options, a couple of berets there, and then just a bunch of las rifles and your normal guys. Not a lot of special weapon options on this sprue, but you got your helmeted options there. Notice there are no berets with face masks. Might have to find somebody who has some extra of those and make a trade. But the new ones are cool. I don't know if these guys will be replacing the regular scions on the tabletop. I still like the old models. I think they hold up very well. Just a close-up on the faces here. I like 125. He's pretty great. This sprue looks like we got a bit more. We got the melt-a-gun off to the right there, and as well as the plasma gun and a sniper of sorts. And there is one of the hotshot las pistols. And then your servo turret options. Looks like the hotshot volley gun, the flamer, and the grenade launcher. And then on this one, we've got all of our jetpacks and a couple more head options, as well as there's that pistol, the one I was talking about earlier. Only one on here, you'll notice. But 15 down there, that's the pointing hand that I was talking about. You can take your sergeant guy or commander, whatever, you have that and then just say he has the pistol. But that's it for those guys. Next up is the Vespid Stingwings. When the Kroot came out earlier this year, I was a little disappointed that they only did Kroot. I was hoping to get some more auxiliaries out, and wish granted, I guess. I will say, this has to be one of the greater glow-ups we've seen in a while. The old models looked kind of silly, but they kept the same aesthetic. They got the kind of longer face with 6 eyes, but they made it look less like a man dressed as a bug and looked more like a bug. So, A+. I absolutely love the look of these guys. But anyway, you've got your neutron grenade launcher there to the left, as well as the rail rifle. All of their basic guns are named neutron something, so they got a blast. You got your flamer there, number 27. As well as some more bodies here. Again, this kit builds 10 Vespid Stingwings and then 1 drone. They kind of fit the standard layout of a kill team lately. They got the long rifle guy, a grenader, a couple guys with special abilities, and then their basic warrior. And then we've got the equipment pack. This is where your ruler is going to be first and foremost. Again, notice the numbers, not the shapes. So in this edition, instead of just choosing basic barricades, you have different types of equipment that you can choose that do different things. They all have their own rules. You can see ladders here, some mines, smoke grenades. Just look how much easier this new one is to read. Anyway, alright, and then on this side we've got some different barricades, a smoke grenade, some barbed wire, and then a couple different types of barricades. I'm not sure what the rules for the radio are. I'll have to look those up. I know the barricades work a little differently. So that's what's in the box. I'm not gonna take a close-up of the terrain just because we kind of got a good look at it when we were opening the box. But yeah, that's the 3rd edition of Kill Team is finally here. One of the coolest parts of this edition is that most of the rules are free, at least in the teams. They do have like a quick start rules in the app. If you don't know, there is now a Kill Team app. It's getting a little love-hate on the internet. It's free rules, but it's not as integrative as some of the other apps have been. Essentially, it's a PDF viewer where you view your data cards, but again, free rules. That's what we've been trying to push for a while now. But yeah, overall I'm super excited. Kill Team's quickly becoming one of my favorite games. I know we like to do a lot of Necromunda on this channel, but I've been thinking about doing some Kill Team on the side here. If that's something you guys are interested, let me know. I was thinking about doing a deeper dive on some of the teams, these 2 that are in this box, maybe giving a short rundown on each one of those. I've got quite a few teams that are going to have rules for quite a bit yet, so I'd like to get a lot of games in, a couple with each team hopefully, ideally, so I kind of have a overall perspective of the game. But yeah, it's again quickly becoming my favorite game, at least in Games Workshop. Definitely getting very close to having played more games of Kill Team this year than 40k, so yeah. But anyway, if you made it this far, I super appreciate it, as well as any likes, comments, or subscribes. That helps push our channel further and further along so we can keep doing what we love. That's talking about miniatures. Until next time.